quarterback draw. Trevor to the 5, into the end zone, touchdown. Another terrific play call, a quarterback draw, and Trevor ran it into the end zone to give the Jaguars the lead. They run it with Tootin. He is
touchdown.
Into the end zone, touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run by Bashal Tootin, and the Jags have retaken the lead here in Las Vegas. Logan Cook puts it down. Cam Little kicks it up, and the field goal is good, and we are tied. He drilled it 23-all with 16 seconds to play. The third field goal of the game for Cam Little. Quarterback sneak, he was in, touchdown! He dove over the top. He extended the football. Trevor has scored with 3:24 to go in overtime. Geno Smith drops, looks, pump fake, fire, knocked down, knocked down, knocked down, knocked down. Devon Hamilton knocked it down. It's no good. The Jaguars win it. The Jaguars win it. How good is that?
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Jeff Lageman, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. Time for another Check the Tape Tuesday. Always better when the Jags are coming off a win, and here we go. Jeff Lageman in with us. Logs, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Trade deadline day.
Yeah, I don't know if I would expect anything from the Jaguar side of things or not. It'll be interesting to see.
So is that a no then from you?
No, I don't. I think
What's your gut tell you? What's your guess?
My gut tells me that something's going to happen just because that James is a guy that has said in the past with Les Snead, F them picks.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And they got a lot of late ones.
Yeah, so, I mean, when you got a lot of picks, I mean, you got a lot of capital, you know, you can convert that into some, I would say, good benefit, you know. I mean, but you got to make sure that the price is right. And when I say the price is right, not only what you're giving up, but what you're paying the player that you're getting. You know, those things have to all kind of work.
So if you could add a player of the same degree of impact, right? Like he's league average or a little bit better, or whatever the level is, right? But he'd be the same no matter what position he played. Where are you adding a player?
I'm trying to understand what you mean by
what position.
By what level?
What position do you want? If everyone's the same, like you may say, well, this receiver's better than that corner. They're all the same guy in terms of talent, but they play different positions. What's the position that would help the Jags?
Look, I just think that this team needs pass rushers. I mean, they need pass rushers in a big way. They're just not getting enough consistent pass rush across the board, and that's, I think, a deficiency that they would probably like to address. I also think wide receiver is a position that they would look at just because of the recent injuries. I don't know if that's anything long-term, but something that may be a short-term type of fix so that you're paying your cost to get it wouldn't be as much. You know, for somebody maybe on a short-term deal that's going to be a free agent after 1 year or something like that, so the cost would not be extremely high. But pass rush is number one to me.
Tony, did you wake up feeling that the Jags will add somebody today?
Probably. But I'm not 100% convinced.
Yeah, I don't think anybody. We can't know, you know?
Right, like that. But I think probably, given all the late picks that they have, I'd be a little bit surprised if they don't get something done at some point today. But it's not like there's going to be 20 moves in the NFL today. There's probably going to be around 10. When everything is said, even over the last couple days, including what's happened over the weekend up until now. Right? Like I think the number is going to wind up in that 10 to 12. Moves kind of range. And so maybe the Jags are one of those, but I'm not locked in either way. And as we talked about on the show and just going through it with you a moment ago, Logs, it's not like there's anywhere on the team that if they traded for something, you'd be like, oh, why would they be doing that? Yeah. Right? Like they have a bunch of areas where they need help right now. Like if they made a move for a safety, I think we'd all go, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that position, but here's the reality. What do you guys think the best position is on this roster, like depth-wise?
Depth-wise?
I mean, we just say running back.
Might be.
Maybe.
Just as far as that you feel good about that position?
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think the offensive line has depth. I don't know if any one position.
My point in asking that is that, look, if there's an opportunity and the price is right to get a player at those positions that you feel like is good value, you do it. I mean, you don't pass it up just because you feel like, well, we really don't need any help there. if you can add good players to a position that you feel good about, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, especially if the price is right.
Well, I mean, you have limited resources. I'm not adding a running back. I'm not giving a third-round pick for a running back on an expiring contract when I've already got a guy on an expiring contract that's playing very well.
But if you had an opportunity to, let's say, get a guard, okay, that's on a 3-year deal, and you feel pretty good
if
about
it's a guard on a
starters
3-year deal, and you think that he's going to plug in and be one of your guys going forward, that could be a different story. The guy that they drafted to be one of their guys hasn't even gotten on the field yet.
I wouldn't hesitate to get a running back as well either. I mean, if I could get a quality running back, I mean, seriously, just because, I mean, that's the foundation of this team right now is the running game. And let's say you have an injury, God forbid, to Etienne, who had a monster game, by the way, the other day. If something happens to him, all of a sudden you're looking at a rookie trying to carry the load, and then your next option is LaQuinn Allen Jr., who's really not a carry-the-load guy. Now you have a guy that you acquired from the Rams practice squad who's on the active roster. But look, my point is that if you can get a quality guy at any position that's going to upgrade that position, especially in an area that is the foundation of your success, you got to take advantage of it.
They had a guy who probably could carry the load for you, and they sent him to Philadelphia for a late-round pick swap, which indicates to me that they don't –
maybe.
I mean, to me, that would be a poor use of resources. Like if
I think
Breece
that was
Hall
more of a we've got a player who's got some discontent. Let's go ahead and just move them on. To we're trying to build a culture here, and when you have somebody who's not buying in, you got to move on. So I don't think that was really that's a performance issue there.
All right. Well, would you pay a third-round pick for Breece Hall if that were the asking price?
I don't know. I mean, that's
for half a season.
Yeah. I mean, for a 1-year deal.
He's on the
last year of his deal.
On the last year.
Yeah,
of his
no,
deal.
I'm not going to do that.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But if I can give up
the guys who are available.
But if I can give up a fifth for that, then yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see that.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, maybe. At a certain price, but then are you using that guy? Is he your starter? Are you benching Etienne in that circumstance?
No. I'm just saying is that if you have a chance to improve your roster, you take it. Doesn't matter whether the guy's going to be active or not. It's just there's an opportunity to improve your team, especially in a category that really is the foundation of your success. You take advantage of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think certain areas you're not going to bring in a quarterback, are you?
Well, I mean, who's going to trade away a franchise quarterback?
Well, you didn't say franchise quarterback. I mean, you're not going to get too many franchise type players on trade deadline.
Yeah, you're not looking for a backup.
Well, okay, but I'm not talking, but just as an example, there are positions that you're just not going to add to. I mean,
Well, yeah. I mean, some of them, like quarterback, because, I mean, obviously, Mike, that's,
right.
Obvious.
But, I mean, I don't think I would be very surprised that this team added a running back today.
Yeah, I would be too. But I'm just saying is that my point is that if you have a chance to improve your team, you absolutely do it if the price is right. It's all about price.
Sure, if the price
you're not going to give away a 2 or whatever for a running back that may or may not play. But my point is that you look at every avenue to improve your football team. So you always have conversations. You're willing to answer the phone and make phone calls to reach out to see what the feelers are.
All right, well, we can get into that today, and we can get into everything else Jaguar-related. We'll get Jeff's thoughts on how the various members of this football team played against the Raiders. You heard him say he saw a lot of good stuff from Travis Etienne, so we'll get into that and more coming up. If you want to be a part of the program today, 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can stream us on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, or find us on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Logs56, or at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
All right, we're off and rolling, and let's talk Jaguar football with you. You can get on board in all those various ways on a Check the Tape Tuesday. Send us your questions for Jeff Lageman on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, cooler weather it's either right around the corner or it may be here, depending on your own particular persuasion. You know, there's nothing like a warm breakfast sandwich on a chilly morning to get your day kicked off right. Mike Dempsey here for my friends at Dandy Foods, who can't wait to have me talk about their newest product. It's the Twin Pack Cinnamon Swirl and Country Sausage, ready to go in under a minute. You get the sweet first, then the salty kicks in, and trust me, they are addicting. A hearty portion weighing in at 7 ounces, 2 in a pack. You'll find them at your local Daily store, so pop in and check them out. And I know I usually talk about the great selection of Dandy lunch options, but once in a while, we have to switch it up and give some love to the most important meal of the day. So, folks, the next time you're out and about, stop in at a Daly's, make yours a cinnamon swirl sausage for breakfast. You can do it today. You can do it tomorrow morning. You can do it every morning. I'm sure they won't mind. Go out and make yours a Dandy and do it today.
Jaguars today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. 1010XL. Speed.
45-50.
Talent.
How high can you leap?
Opportunity.
Just when they needed it most.
Listen for the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game. Experience the universal difference on 1010XL.
I know two brothers whose minds are always in the gutters.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Kevin.
We are the Good Brothers.
That's good with an E.
From Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
We install 6 and 7-inch seamless gutters, plus we repair and replace roofs, pool enclosures, and super gutters.
We are the Good Brothers, veteran-owned and local.
Visit goodbrothersroofsandgutters.com.
License number CCC 1334384.
Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
Jaguars Today Tuesday, kept pest-free by Julington Creek Pest Control.
The drip from a leaky faucet isn't just annoying, it's wasteful. Worn parts or corrosion could waste thousands of gallons a year. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will fix it fast. When your faucet's leaking, make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Get more Gators
and more Prosser and Hickett, unfiltered.
Football insight, analysis, and critique from your breakfast buddies on the Swamp Sessions podcast
from Voodoo Brewing Company.
Right after every game.
Streamed live on the 1010XL social channels.
Driven by Atlantic Infinity.
It's holiday season and it's not too late to find the perfect spot to celebrate with your team. Fourscore is a place that brings the energy, where great food, craft drinks, and unreal vibes meet cutting-edge full-swing simulators. Don't play golf? Do not worry. With over 40 interactive games, Fourscore has something that everyone will enjoy. Perfect for company outings, birthdays, and even private events that go beyond the ordinary. With locations in historic San Marco and centrally located Gate Parkway, Fourscore is ready to make your next celebration unforgettable. Hit the easy button and book your event today at fourscoregolf.com.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Pickett here with a game winner. It's Checkmate Coatings. I've scouted them all. And this Jacksonville crew's the real deal.
I'm Brendan, owner of Checkmate Coatings. We transform pool decks, driveways, and patios with pro precision.
Score big at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the team's O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
San Jose Collision is hiring for an automotive detailer and porter. If you're detail-oriented, dependable, and love working with cars, apply in person at San Jose Collision in Mandarin. Valid driver's license required.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,700 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before the holidays and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. 18-month financing is available. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal Opportunity Employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday
is brought to you by
Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
Well, you learn something new every day, Logs. I think this one will catch us both by surprise. We're just looking at least this is according to the internet.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-oh.
If this is accurate, an NFL team can't trade for a player they recently traded away. They have to wait a minimum of 2 years before they can trade for a player that they sent via trade to another team. That's I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or not. Maybe it's maybe it's just the internet.
That's internet.
It's fake news.
Running and hiding.
By the way, there's some stuff that I see, and my wife keeps asking me. She sees this stuff popping up on Facebook. And it's like controversy about what Liam Cohen said, about what the Raiders said. And it's like all BS.
What controversy?
No, but there isn't. I'm saying it's fake. It's like this fake stuff. That
it's a fake account. Like a lot of times you'll see it with like the referees called this game, they rigged it, and it'd be like something with the Chiefs. There's always something like that.
It's unbelievable.
I don't believe almost anything I see. And instantly, if I see like parody or something in somebody's little bio I just block them right away. I don't want to be confused any more than I am. Like if you're trying to trick me, even if it's a joke.
I'm easily confused, Mike.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what's real and what's not half the time. It's hard to know anymore.
Crazy.
Yeah, the AI on Google is telling me that is an NFL rule, but it's not giving me any citation of where that rule actually is.
Yeah,
Right? Like it does say if the player gets traded to another team, then release the team that traded him can sign him back, but can't trade for him for 2 years. But again, that's the first time I had ever heard anything
I've never
like
heard of that.
Right? So
here is an Ian Rappaport tweet where he actually, and this is Rap Sheet. This is not a fake Rappaport account. Okay, 4.9 million followers.
Mm-hmm.
He cited the rules from the CBA. A player who has been traded cannot return to the club that took such action until 2 seasons has elapsed, including the season of the year in which he left the club. With the exception, there are some exceptions to the rule, but apparently there's something in. And I guess it's to like what it is I'm going to trade you this guy. You can help beat our division rival. You trade him right back to me. I mean, I could see why that would be a rule to
I've just
cut
never
those
even,
kind of shenanigans down.
Yeah, it's news to me.
Yeah, then there you go. That's why I say you learn something new all the time.
Yep.
So,
you're
all
telling
right.
me the Steelers aren't trading for Minka Fitzpatrick?
Well, that was what brought it up because I saw a lot of Steeler fans. It's just funny, like get rid of Minka. Oh, Tomlin's the greatest. He's so smart. And then we can need Minka back. Come home to Pittsburgh. I mean, whatever, man. I don't know.
Well, they've solved their defensive problems now.
Have they for a week? Because they won.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. They did do a good job on Jonathan Taylor, and maybe if you do a good job on Jonathan Taylor, that means Daniel Jones will now turn it over 4 times a game because that's what he did this weekend. Who knows? Logs. What about our own quarterback here? What do you see from Trevor Lawrence against the Raiders this week?
I give him credit. I mean, obviously wasn't feeling well. Woke up feeling sick. And was able to kind of gut it out and play an okay game. I thought he got better as the game wore on, and I thought that was really good. But I will tell you this, the player of the game to me was Etienne. If you don't have Etienne in that game, I don't think you win that game. I mean, I think that was his best performance as a pro yet. When I say that, not so much statistically because he's had better games, but just key runs and grinded out runs and getting the most out of yards when really there was some situations where there was no yards there. But he made something out of nothing many times, especially towards the end. It was impressive, too, in overtime, the drive they were able to put together with so many runs, and then obviously Bashal Tutin was a part of that, too. But, yeah, I thought Etienne was huge in that game. But, I thought Trevor made some great throws. The throw to Parker Washington before the half that led to the NFL record field goal was an excellent throw. The runs that he made, I thought, were obviously very timely. The operation of the offense seemed to be better. But there's still room for improvement. It wasn't like he threw for 300 and had a rating of 110 or 120 or anything like that. But it was a good, solid – it was a better performance than he had the previous 2 games. that's making steps in my opinion.
Yeah, all right, we'll take it. I mean, still going to get some bonehead plays.
Yeah, generally good with a glaringly bad play.
The pick is just, that's one of them things that you go back to 22 when he had 2 of them.
Right.
And here we are again in 25, and we're talking about a similar play. And the disappointing thing about this particular play is that you've got a shovel pass to ETN designed on the play.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. It's right there. And he doesn't shovel it. You got a lineman pulling, leading ETN with a little shovel pass. And then for some reason he doesn't throw it. He had a guy flash kind of in the area, but I guess that he assumed that was a dangerous thing. But I mean, how do you see that as more dangerous than the throw that you made? Because, De'Ami Brown, if you guys go look at the replay, he's not really expecting the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just basically trying to body block because he's expecting that little, flip pass to ETN underneath, the shovel pass to happen. So I'm not really quite sure why he did that.
No, I didn't like the play call. I don't like the whole, especially, like, it's one thing if you're out at the 40-yard line, right, and you're trying to get everybody moving one way. There's such a tight area to roll Trevor left against his natural throwing motion.
That's why it was going to be the shovel.
Right. Well, right. But then you put him in that position where if he decides to go off script, he's in a horrible position, and his whole body's moving left, and he's trying to throw this little 3/4 sidearm slinger,
which is not what he does best. I mean, Trevor's not I don't consider him a great athlete who he throws great on the run and stuff like that. But I'm with you. Second and goal at that point. I mean, to me, just run it,
bro. I just wish and look, and I get it happened, okay, and I will state that, and I stated it yesterday very clearly. I'm not trying to erase the fact that he made that play. Cole Van Lanen don't false start. They're going to run it into the damn end zone. That play never even happens, right? And then we're looking at a Trevor Lawrence that has his flu game where he played under the weather, had a 17-play drive, led a comeback, all this stuff.
Second and 2, though, right? I mean, second and 2 from the 2.
It was first and goal from the 1 when they got the false start, and then ETN ran the
ball
2.
To the 2. Now you're looking at second and 2,
Run
so I mean,
3 more times.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, I'm okay with play action there as well. I just didn't like the
hard part
roll it all left.
For me is that I'm totally with you, but you got to be able to trust your quarterback to make a good decision in that area, and that's the part that I think is a little frustrating. Because I mean, you turn the ball over in that situation, and you've known from Trevor's past that look, you got to do it. You got to learn.
Yeah.
You got to learn at some point and not make that type of mistake. Because I mean, it was very clear. I mean, you sit there and you watch the film and you look at it from the sideline, the end zone, the wide end zone, every possible angle that you look at it, and you can see that it's just not there. So you're just looking at it and going, how does he see
I don't know what he
that's
possibly
open?
saw, right? Like, I mean, he went right to the guy, and which not surprising because both of them were right in front of his intended receiver. I mean, anyway, it was
hope
bad
is
play.
for them to defend one another on that play.
It was bad play, but they won, they overcame, and so the sum total of everything is headed in a positive direction. Let's get some calls in with Jeff Lageman on a Check the Tape Tuesday. If you have a question or a comment about Jaguar football, we'd love to hear it. Starting with Mac in Delaware, first up this morning. Mac, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, guys. I want to say that Jeff, you and Frank Frangie are the best, man. I listen to you guys. I can't even watch. I have to turn the volume down on my television and just listen to you guys do play-by-play. You guys are great on that. And I just wanted to say that I'm glad that they ran the ball in the overtime period. I think that was one of the best strategies. Just run the ball. We had him. We just, was able to just run the ball down their throats and just basically set up, our touchdown and everything. So other than that, I just want to say thank you guys for taking the call. And like I said, Jeff, you guys are amazing. My wife asked me, she said, why are you listening to the radio? I said, because Frank Frangie is a Hall of Famer. Jeff Lageman is a Hall of Famer on these broadcasts, and you got to listen to them. Thanks again, guys, and I appreciate it. You
All
guys
right.
take care.
Thank you, Mac. Appreciate it.
Appreciate the praise, and I'm a big believer in that the games make a broadcast. I mean, when you've got exciting games and exciting moments. I mean, that's really what makes a game, and it's a lot of fun to call those type of games. And yet, Sunday, man, was one of those crazy games because you're sitting there thinking it's like almost an emotional roller coaster. You're like, oh, they're going to lose this thing, and then all of a sudden they make a play. I mean, it was just, I don't want to say that my mindset is basically destroyed from the previous years of disappointment, but I mean, you're thinking that something bad is when all of a sudden the Raiders go up, you're like, oh my God, I mean, you can't lose to this team. But that's one thing I think that about this football team that just makes them so different is that they've just got, the word resiliency always comes to mind with this team, and that they find a way and it doesn't seem to bother them. I just want to see them start faster to where they don't have to have that resiliency so much, to come back from things. But, that also it's just part of the National Football League. It's the ebb and flow of games, and there's always those moments to where you lose the momentum and then you try to gain it back, and then you do.
With the games that you've had the opportunity to call and play in, can you ever remember being in a game where you had a tackle reported as eligible 7 plays in a row on a series like the Jaguars did in
the
that
overtime?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen games like that just because, you've had injuries and all of a sudden an offensive lineman, the game plan is to run the ball like the Jaguars had. And then, and in some situations, the teams did that without even having injuries, to where they just did it. They felt that was going to be, a personnel advantage to them. But, I thought it was a brilliant decision to take the ball first, especially if you're going to run that style of offense. I mean, because, most teams, and because of the 10-minute overtime period, you're guaranteed a possession, but how much time is going to be on the clock? So for Liam to do what other teams haven't done, which is to take the ball and then to run it down their throat and to eat up the clock to where there was a lot of time that was taken off the clock that minimized the amount of time that the Raiders had on the clock. I thought that was outstanding. It was great coaching. It was great game management. So credit to Liam and his game management team in that situation because, there's 2 guys that he really leans on, John Dykema and then also Shane Waldron. That's kind of his game management team. And, I think it's very smart for a coach to actually recognize and to have people to help him make those decisions at critical moments because if you think you know it all, you don't.
All right, let's get one more in before the break here. Eric and Ponte Vedra next up on Jaguars Today on a Check the Tape Tuesday. Eric, good morning.
Hey, guys, good morning. I thought that Raiders team was a different team with Brock Bowers. Great win. I guess my question is I was analyzing Geno Smith throwing the ball, Trevor throwing the ball. Trevor would seem to throw the ball super hard on every single pass, and I wonder if that accounts to some of these drop passes when he doesn't need to throw it that hard, where Geno was throwing a little softer and completing pass after pass after pass. And at the 5-3 record, do you think that we are a legitimate playoff team or we're hiding behind the curtain? Pick it up.
Well, to go to the first question about the comparison of Geno and Trevor, and I think your one observation about sometimes that Trevor puts a lot of mustard on the balls even when it's short and sometimes doesn't have a little bit of that touch pass. I think that's very accurate to say, and I think it's very perceptive. A lot of quarterbacks, like go back to the Rams game when we saw Matthew Stafford make some touch passes where he was putting an arc on it in some moments and then really drilling it in there in other moments. I think he does a really good job of that. He's a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback, and that's something that I think Trevor can be better at. And then, look, Geno's, you compare the 2 of them numbers-wise, though, their ratings are very similar and about the same. And, the last question there is, are we hiding behind a curtain or is this team a legitimate playoff team? Look, the record is what it is. I mean, it's 5-3.
They're legitimate until they're not.
You're right now, you're a little legitimate contender for the playoffs, and let's see where it goes. I mean, you may end up, having a hell of a run and being, division winner, and then you may have a run that all of a sudden you fall flat on your face. But the great thing is that to use the comments that's been said before at press conference, that's why they play the games.
If you earn your way into the playoffs, you're a legitimate playoff team. And that's the only way. I mean, as of this moment, they're a legitimate playoff team. Right. But everyone will tell you the Chiefs are a legitimate playoff team, and they're not even in the playoffs as of today.
Well, and the
those
Ravens,
2 games get you nervous.
Another team, people feel like they're
Ravens
legit.
are the favorite to win their division.
Yeah.
And,
I just,
and maybe they will.
I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what? Stop thinking about it and just enjoy the moment. Because, look, I mean, It's fun.
You know, the whole, well, that wouldn't have been good enough to beat Team X. We didn't play Team X.
Thank
we
goodness.
played the Raiders.
Yeah.
And we had enough on that day. And that doesn't mean you're going to play the same way when you play Team X. You might play a lot better, or maybe they'll play even worse. Who knows?
By the way, he mentioned Brock Bowers, who is just fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, he's such a good player. You know, when you watch the game on him, you appreciate how good he is because you can see some of the catches that he made. You know, the behind him, and then the one-handed in the end zone. But when you watch the film, what you really appreciate is how he sets up the routes and how he gains space and separation from defenders, because his route running is by far the best of any tight end in the league. And I think that you could actually say that his route running is one of the best in the National Football League, regardless of position.
All right. Certainly had a massive game against us this week, and they've been playing without him recently as well. All right. So we'll come back at more of your questions, comments for Jeff. If you're on the line, stay right there at 641-1010 at the Checkmate Coatings phone lines on a Check the Tape Tuesday. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
One shot was all the young guns had, and it would be all they needed. Trevor Lawrence would lead the Teal and Black on a 10-play, 44-yard drive, capped off by a Trevor Lawrence 1-yard touchdown to give the good guys a 30-23 lead with 3:24 left in OT. The 6-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville, and now's the time to drive away in luxury.
That's right, Jennifer. The $7,500 tax credit ends this month. It's your last month to take advantage of this incredible opportunity.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They are all in stock and ready to drive today.
See all of our inventory at Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.com or visit us on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care, totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
It's a Jaguars Today Tuesday, sparked by Shillington Creek Pest Control.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow, mirrors cut exactly to your style, fogged or broken glass replaced, decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval!
Jacksonville, hunting season is here, and nobody gears you up like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. They've got everything for all seasons: archery, black powder, and general gun season. Green Acres is a fully stocked Browning dealer with ammo, accessories, and safes. Don't miss out on Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday, happening now through the end of the year. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
RestoPros!
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
RestoPros!
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestoProsNEFlorida.com. That's RestoProsNEFlorida.com.
RestoPros!
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Hey folks, this is Denny Thompson, and when it comes to protecting my home, I turn to Tyson, the leaders in state-of-the-art home security right here in Jacksonville. Their AI cameras and smart doorbells are top-notch, keeping an eye on what matters most. Whether you're moving in or upgrading, Tyson offers flexible packages, rent or own, with specials on the first 3 years. Ramp up now for the holidays, the perfect gift for you or someone you love. Call Tyson today at 590-7979 for details.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, let's get into it. Check the tape with Jeff Lageman. You have questions. Jeff has answers or opinions or whatever the case may be. So bring it to the table at 641-1010. Let's get to Dennis and Mayport next up here on Jaguars Today. Dennis, good morning.
Morning, fellas. I think I speak for most of us when I say that, boy, we're getting pretty sick of exciting games. I'd love to see it not take a 63-yard field goal to get the juices flowing, and we'll just go out and put a beat down on Houston this weekend. So we'll keep hoping for that. But question for Jeff, how do you think we can get the secondary playing better? Because they got cut up by, a great or not team this past weekend and by several other teams as we've gone through the year here. And I know that the thought was Ransall would be at safety, and he's gone for the year. But is there a way with the guys we got now to get that unit just function a little bit better on the back end?
Absolutely. And I think part of that is also getting a better pass rush. That's one of the reasons why earlier when we were talking about trade deadline possibilities, that was kind of where I would lean towards. But I think on the back end, I think they're doing a pretty good job. Dewey's got to play a little better. He's had 3 games to where he hasn't been, I think, at his best. The loss of Eric Murray is a big one because he's been very consistent. He's probably been arguably between him and Jordan Lewis, the most consistent players that they have in the back end. And missing Jordan Lewis in that game, I think, hurt because they were planning on having him on Brock Bowers quite a bit. But that didn't work out to be the case because of the injury that he had. But, yeah, I think that they've got enough players in the back end and enough talent in the back end. They just got to do a better job. I think, coaching-wise, you can give them a little bit of help as well in certain situations. Then you got to get more pass rush.
How did somebody asked? How did Antonio Johnson play?
Solid.
With the 2-point conversion play, notwithstanding, it looked like he bit on the play in the flat, and Lockett got wide open behind him.
Yeah, I think besides that, I thought he did a very solid job. I thought he was physical in the tackling game, especially in a game in which their back is really good and really physical, and he's hard to bring down. There were some plays in which there was a lot of guys that bounced off of Jenny just because he's that good of a back. But, yeah, the 2-point conversion was, thank goodness for Devon Hamilton.
Thank goodness for Gino throwing like a line drive. You want to talk about putting a little arc under that ball.
Well,
man.
if here's the thing with Gino, you could probably criticize a little bit on that play. I mean, he could have let the ball go way earlier than he did, and he could have, again, like you were saying, put a little bit of an arc on it. To get it out and away
just to
from
get it
the
over
defensive
Devon.
lineman.
If he gets it over Devon, it's probably a touchdown.
Well, and here's the crazy thing, Mike. I mean, Devon
or a 2-pointer.
Devon maybe had a pizza box vertical on that play.
Right. Yeah, right. He had his hands up the whole time. Hit him like
he
was falling down.
After the game, everyone was so gassed on the defense. Yeah.
But hey, he made the play when they had to have it.
Totally did, and it was a great job by him of just reading the eyes of the quarterback, and then he didn't time it perfectly, but it worked out great, and he saved the day. I mean, during the last drive there, we were talking in the broadcast. All you need to do is make one play.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make one play somewhere along whether it's 4th down, whether it's a turnover, takeaway, something or make them use more plays and run out of clock. I mean, just somebody's got to make a play, and it took until the very last one for somebody to make one.
All right, Dennis, appreciate the call. Let's head out to the west side for a couple here. Charles is up next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning.
Morning.
Jeff, I wanted to ask you, with the next few games coming up, do you see us using the jumbo package a lot more like
Yes.
we have been?
Absolutely.
And the other thing is, Jeff, how can we? You touched on this a little bit on coaching, but we're going to be facing some pretty good tight ends throughout the remainder of the season. So I wonder if you think they've got a plan to improve our tight end coverage.
Well, I mean, you always the one thing I think, again, to go back to that point I was making about, because the question about how can the secondary be better, and I thought I made the point about, hey, coaching could help you out a little bit too. I thought that there should have been a little bit more concentration on Brock Bowers. I mean, they doubled him a couple times, but I thought it should have been more. I mean, because he was really the kind of the main guy. You definitely have a really good tight end coming up with the Arizona game with McBride. He's one of the best tight ends in the league. Houston's got okay tight end. I want to say that they're great, but look,
Schultz is pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's not he's not
pass
a game breaker, but he's a solid
Tyler
good tight
Warren,
end
for the Colts.
Very good, very good rookie. I loved him coming out.
Gadsden's had a pretty good month.
Gadsden's on the rise right now.
Yeah, and so the safety's got to do a better job. In the past couple games, I mentioned Dewey's got to play a little bit better. He's been struggling a little bit in some of those moments. He's got to be better in the back end. And, we talk about that extra offensive lineman. Is it going to continue? Absolutely, it's going to continue, because that's the belief that Liam Cohen has. I mean, he believes in running the football, and right now you're a little limited on tight ends because of the injury to Brenton Strange. And then also Quentin Morris has been kind of dinged up and inactive the last couple games. It was a guy they elevated up to the active roster from the practice squad. So Cole Van Lanen's kind of that guy. And, but it remains to be seen whether he'll be that guy this week, because you have an injury to Ezra Cleveland, which required Cole Van Lanen to finish the game out at left guard. So will Cole Van Lanen have a role as tight end, or will that end up falling to Chuma Edoga, or could we end up seeing Wyatt
Milam, yeah.
Which, you guys know how I feel about him. So, I think it's going to be exciting and fun to watch whenever he does get the opportunity, because I believe he's a good football player.
All right, Charles, thank you. And for the rest of you on the line, hang in there. We'll get right back to you in a moment. This is a Check the Tape Tuesday. Jeff Lageman in studio here with us on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. Florida Gators football.
All the way to the goal line.
The Gators crawl on the bluegrass.
Touchdown, Gators.
Florida, Kentucky, Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mokama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mokama magic is what it's all about. Mokama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mokama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
It's Jaguars Today Tuesday.
Protected by Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open in World Golf Village with state-of-the-art technology that detects cancer fast and accurately. Same-day appointments are available where faster answers meet compassionate care. AckermanCancerCenter.com.
It's your lemon pepper guy, Leon Cersei here. My friends at Wingstop have the ultimate tailgate for you. Go to 1010XL.com to register to win a 100-piece wing party complete with fries, veggie sticks, and dips. That's 1010XL.com.
Tired of roofers who never answer the phone and just use AI?
I'm Morgan Conley, the People's Roofer. I answer every call. No robots, no runaround. I'm born here, built here, staying here. Visit MorganConleyRoofing.org.
Hey, Hickett here for Zero Res. It's Thanksgiving time, man. But listen, don't deal with the toughest gravy, cranberry sauce, or pumpkin pie disasters. Let the cleaning freaks do it. Get back to clean. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $149. A 4th room free with a canned food donation. Ideally, a full bag of cans, not just 1 or 2. Also, take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Call my friend Zero Res right now, 28757, or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and say you want the 1010 special. Zero res, spelled backwards and forwards. It spells the same.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Did you know that individuals over age 60 have great results on Awaken 180? See how you could drop weight and get off your medications in just 3 months with Awaken 180's Golden Program. Visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Plumbing problem? AC acting up? Septic tank trouble? Don't waste time calling 3 different companies. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. We offer plumbing, septic, and air conditioning services. Call 904-862-6769.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkestone. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
No more climbing ladders or tree shopping or untangling lights, no way. Kuhn Flowers will take care of it for you this fall when you schedule their holiday home decorating team. High Flying Jacko here. Now's a good time to call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Jeff Lageman Tuesday
is brought to you by
Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, don't forget you can send your questions in via the text line at 641-1010. Text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also tweet us at our various handles, and we'll pass some of those questions along to Jeff in hour number 2 of the program. Check the Tape Tuesday rolls on. Jags victorious, improved to 5-3, and currently reside in what would be the 7th spot in the AFC playoff picture. So let's go. Get a win against the Houston Texans this week. Logs, you got to figure great likelihood we don't see C.J. Stroud this week. Quarterbacks generally on average in the concussion protocol since this has started in the league miss at least one game. Stroud missed 2. Now every instance is different, but I would suspect we're going to see Davis Mills this week. But that defense is no joke, man. I mean, they kept them in it and
really good.
Kept them ahead for a long time against Denver this week.
And we saw that here. I mean, they're
absolutely
really good, with the 2 edge guys. And, I mean, overall they play really good. But kind of a crazy, little thing there happening. I mean, do you call it karma or what? This past game with C.J. Stroud, which, I'm not wishing anything bad on anybody.
Probably just needs to learn to slide sooner, Tone. I think.
Well, I mean,
what it is.
I just I didn't feel bad for their head coach because, listen to him at the podium after the game. I was like, you know what, you SOB.
Right, what he said last year,
Come
basically,
on.
like that's on Trevor, even though he started sliding, and there's still shots. I mean, Trevor started to slide. We don't need to relitigate it.
Trevor
but
was almost horizontal to the ground.
he was 4 yards away from Azeez Al-Shaair, and Stroud basically did it when the guy was already in tackling motion with him right there. And the guy hit him in the chest, by the way.
Yeah,
He didn't hit him in the head.
Yeah, I mean, the total chest.
It's clean hit.
And I think that right there, I think is a sign that, in my opinion now, just only my opinion, that he's not going to be available this week. Because I don't think that was like this massive hit. I mean, it was more the head hitting the grass.
Head hit the ground, right.
But, to have that, he's had a history of it. What is this, his second or third?
Second that we know of.
Yeah, that we know of. And, so that's a big concern, especially for your franchise quarterback. You'd be stupid to not give him at least a couple weeks to be able to recover from something like that, given that he's already had one.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, which makes this an even more.
And that's a big difference in quarterback.
Huge. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Stroud
like if
to
you
Davis
get Davis Mills, you should win this football game
C.J. Stroud
this weekend.
can make every throw in the book. I mean, he's literally he reminds me, and obviously he's not even any close to being in this category, but the arm talent that he has reminds me of Patrick Mahomes. But again, I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes for all those people out there that want to get into a little tizzy because I said that.
He had a rookie season where there were so many timing plays and the way that he would extend plays and put it right on the money. Like downfield, 30 yards down. It was perfect. It was crazy how good he was in those kind of situations.
Almost wanted to have that sound, Tony, when he was making the throws. No.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's just unconscionable.
This year it just hadn't happened for him that
No.
way.
No, it's
another
new offense.
I took a peek on Sunday just to see what the folks in Vegas thought about the game, right?
Yeah.
And what would you suspect the opening line was?
I have no idea.
It was.
I've seen it. It's 3.5.
It was Texans by 3 or 3.5.
Yeah.
It's now by 1 or 1.5. So the uncertainty of the quarterback playing has dropped it a couple of points. I think if Stroud gets ruled out, that's going to probably flip to about a pick 'em. Is where it's at.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get back to the calls with Eric on the west side. Next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good. What's up?
My question for Jeff is that our defensive coordinator didn't have a good game on Sunday, particularly trying to end the game. He was playing a hard man to where a guy was coming in motion, and our defensive back was running with him across the field, and that's tough for a DB to cover a receiver moving in motion like that. I just feel like he could have at least let Geno Smith play quarterback because the philosophy on defense is for the corners to look at the quarterback and let Josh Allen and the D-line to go hunt. So my question is, do you think that he can come back better next week against Houston?
Well, look. I mean, at the very end there, you're talking about man or zone. I mean, the reality is that you gave up a touchdown. I think it was in man, and then you almost gave up a 2-point conversion in what would have been zone. I mean, so I don't criticize the calls necessarily in that situation. Now, again, like I said before, I mean, there were some situations that I would have loved to have seen Brock Bowers being doubled more often in that course of that ball game because the chemistry clearly didn't exist prior to the game with Geno and his other receivers. So, I mean, why not put extra attention on the legitimate threat? Before the game and during the game, we talked about in our broadcast that there's 3 guys on the Raiders team that you had to control to win. Obviously, Max Crosby was the one guy on defense, and then offensively it was Ashton Jenney and Brock Bowers, the tight end. If you controlled those 3 guys, you had a legitimate chance of really winning that game and winning it firmly. And Max Crosby was a problem. Brock Bowers was a problem. Jenney, you did okay with. I mean, his numbers were just okay. He didn't have that big of an impact, but
definitely not running the ball.
No, not running the ball, but as a receiver, he's a great back. I mean, I feel for a guy like that because he's a high pick, and typically a high pick means he's going to a bad team, and a bad team that doesn't have a quarterback to take the pressure off of teams that are stacking the box, and that's what he's dealing with. But he's a marvelous athlete, marvelous player.
Yeah, all right. Appreciate it. Let's go to Dennis on the west side next here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, guys. It's a beautiful day. I wanted to ask about the new overtime rules. I'm watching the game, and Trevor scores his touchdown, and I'm celebrating. Oh, we just won.
Yeah.
And then I found out they kept on playing. Did that rule change this year?
It's been a few years.
It's been like 2 years, and then it was in the playoffs only for a couple of years, not in the regular season. But it's each team has to have a possession unless the overtime a safety happens, and then the game can be over.
Right, because then the offense has had a possession,
Exactly.
and then basically it's a change of possession on the safety, and they're ahead.
So each team has a possession, and that's why we were talking earlier about it's interesting about the decision-making process in overtime. Do you take the ball and go ahead and try to eat up the game clock as the Jaguars have done, or like every other game that's happened in overtime this year where the teams deferred and then they were wanting to know what they had to do as an offense in order to respond to the opponent's first possession in overtime?
It depends on how well you're able to run the ball and how well your opponent's able to run the ball. Because if you do choose to defer and you've got a team that can hold the ball for 8 minutes, you put yourself at a little bit of a disadvantage potentially. I mean, the rules don't allow. It's a 10-minute overtime. So if you score with zeros on the clock, they don't get another possession. It's right. You each get a possession within that 10 minutes. But if you can work it down and kick a field goal with zeros on the clock, game's over at that point.
And then for the people, just out of curiosity, so once the season ends and the playoffs happen, then that overtime is now endless.
Right. Right. They'll play 15-minute quarters.
Exactly.
So like they'll take a stop at the 15-minute mark, but it's not like a reset.
Right.
Yeah, they're just it goes on and on and on. But it's still one possession each. If it's tied after that one possession, then it's sudden death with no time
And
limit.
it's 15-minute overtime. So if it's tied, you go back
Then
to
you
a
go
coin
another
flip again,
15-minute
and then you go to another overtime.
And in the regular season overtime, again, the lessons being learned by, sounds like a few fans out there, but both teams get 2 timeouts and there's a 2-minute warning, right? So running off 10 minutes of game clock in that kind of situation is very, very unlikely. I think the Jags got out of it all that they possibly could, and it still felt like when the Raiders got the ball back, I felt like watching, I was like, I don't think the clock is much of a factor at this point for the Raiders, because the clock's going to stop 3 more times when they want it to stop.
2 minute and 2 timeouts that they had.
Yeah. So I didn't think it played that much of a factor. I didn't think the Jaguars handled it wrong, and I think they did everything they could to limit the Raiders' opportunities. But even in that situation, the defense just wasn't good enough. Neither defense was going to stop anybody. Like when that game got into the fourth quarter, they did for 3 quarters. They stopped everything. And then for the last quarter in overtime, it's like whoever gets the ball, it's going to score. That's the way it felt.
Yeah, one thing I think the offense needs to work on this week for sure is that, and obviously you're on the road. It's a little different when you're running cadence. They got to do a better job with cadence. If you looked at how many times Max Crosby was able to knife into the background, anticipating the snap count, that's not something that you want to see. He was beating the offensive line off of the ball, anticipating the snap count. So as a quarterback, Trevor's got to do a better job with that. Obviously, if you're at home, it makes it a lot easier. But it wasn't like the Coliseum there was just incredibly loud. I mean, so it wasn't like Trevor was having to use silent count. So I want to see a better job with that.
All right, we got to take a time out here. We'll come back with more of your questions and comments for Jeff Loggeman on a Check the Tape Tuesday straight ahead on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. It's a snapshot in time.
Unbelievable concentration.
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
And there's the biggest play of the day.
Listen for the performance painting high-performance play of the game on 1010XL.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Hey, Jacksonville. It's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified, fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 4, 2007, Vikings running back Adrian Peterson set the NFL single-game rushing record with 296 yards.
Are you ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? It's the Black Friday sales event going on now at Renewal by Andersen. Buy now and pay nothing until 2027. That's no money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 years. This offer expires November 30th. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game? When Miles Jack wasn't down, you know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. Since 1927, Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821. CoyleJax.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jax.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville, are you ready? The college basketball season is tipping off soon with an epic in-state showdown. The defending national champion Florida Gators and the Miami Hurricanes go head-to-head in the Jacksonville Hoop Showdown. Be there Sunday, November 16th at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena and witness this in-state rivalry live. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. It's Florida versus Miami right here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, November 16th. Ticketmaster.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's Terminix.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I called you about the ductwork in my attic this summer, and you totally blew me off.
I did.
My airflow is too low and my bills are too high.
I know.
There's stains on my ceiling tiles and sweating around the vents, and the mice have chewed so many holes in the ducts, I think they're getting more AC than I am.
I know.
Then how could you let me suffer all summer, Jason?
Because summer is the one time of year I just can't send my technician into someone's steaming hot attic. They'd kill me. Ductwork is hot, cramped work at the best of times. Lucky for you, those best of times are in November.
You mean like now?
Bueller Air & Plumbing can repair your old, damaged, or just plain sketchy ductwork right now when it's not too hot and not too cold.
And none of your technicians will kill you.
It's a win-win.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Jeff Lagerman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.group.com.
This is your local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. The Orlando Magic face off against the Atlanta Hawks for their second meeting of the NBA regular season on tonight, with tip-off set for 8 p.m. The Hawks bested the Magic in their first meeting by a 111-107 final score when they faced Orlando back on October 24th. Trae Young will not be available for Atlanta due to an MCL sprain. Right now, 66 degrees at 11:05. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air & Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, let's jump right back into it here. We got a stack of them waiting to talk to Jeff Lageman. We'll go up to the state of Tennessee and welcome Scott to a Check the Tape Tuesday. Scott, you're on with Logs. Go ahead.
Hey, I was wondering, when we would send pressure, it seemed like no one covered the back out of the backfield. Were we expecting the back to be blocking, and there was no plan for that? And the other thing is, why did we keep kicking it off to Mosier?
Mostert. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first question is, let's work just the Mostert. I mean, you got to kick it somewhere. I mean, you're trying to put it in the landing zone, and
should they have put it out of the back of the end zone though? At that point,
no, because I mean, you want to make them use some time, take some time off of the clock in that situation.
They had 240, man. They've been running it back all day long. Mostert averaged over 40 yards a kickoff return.
Well, you're also talking about getting the opponent in a better field position situation. I mean, making a tackle at the 25 or the 30 is way better than I think than no time off the clock at 35. So
sure, but they hadn't been able to do that all day.
Yeah, but you got to expect to do better than that. I mean, you got to expect to do that.
Do you? Do you expect that after playing for 65 minutes, it's going to change at that point?
If you're playing to the point where you're just kicking the ball off into the end zone and happy with the 35, you got a problem. Then that means you need to be better
based on the return that they got.
I don't doubt you on that, but I mean, you got to be better than that.
All right.
What was the other question about?
The pressure just on the back coming out of the back.
Yeah, there was the one play I think that what he's referring to was a man pressure, and as a linebacker, there's something that's called hug up rules. So when the back stays in the block, and if you're a linebacker and you have man coverage, then it gives you the green light to go. Okay, so the back's maybe helping out, picking somebody else up, and you can become an extra guy and supplement the pass rush. And there was a decision that was made a little too soon, and I think one of them was Foyer, to where he committed too soon, and then Jenny slipped out of the backfield and was all alone, uncovered. That was
Mostert had one too, the 3rd and 9 that they converted.
Yeah, I can't remember which
on that whole
one of them
side
was
the field.
Foyer. I don't remember which was it Mostert or the other, or Jenny. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to where we at. Brandon in St. Augustine, line 3 there, Dylan. Thank you. Brandon, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Morning, gentlemen. My question for you, Jeff, was after reviewing the tape, because from my view on the TV copy, there didn't really seem to be any attempt to, double or shade Brock Bowers or even jam him off the line of scrimmage. In fact, on the game time play, he had a free release off the line of scrimmage and caught in the back of the end zone. Did you see any adjustments being made, any doubles, anything like that? And if not, should we be concerned about that they didn't really make that adjustment?
Well, they had a couple doubles, but they mixed it up more than anything, which I said this earlier that I would like to have seen more doubles on a guy that's a premium player, especially when it's not like you have a lot elsewhere for that offense. But the reality is that it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to jam a Brock Bowers because, number one, he's got a great release. Number two, they hide him. They never line him up in the same spot. So they're not going to sit there and say, okay, we're going to line him up as a Y on this particular play, and then the next play we're going to line him up at the Y again, but just on the other side. They don't do that. They hide him. They put him at F, they put him at Y, they put him at Z, they put him in the backfield. They do as good of a job, I think Chip Kelly does, as good of a job as anybody could do at really hiding that one player and making it difficult for you to really get a bead on him specifically. And that's one of the reasons why I think at times it's hard as a defensive coordinator to double him more than what they did.
All right, let's get one more here in this segment. That's Steve in Melbourne. Next up on Check the Tape Tuesday. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, how you doing, Jeff?
Good.
I agree with you when you said we need extra pass rush. I really do. I wish we had a better third guy to spell. And I know Trayvon's slowly getting better, having access to his fingers. Mind you, he tried to break his other hand throwing a punch. But I know they really miss Devin Lloyd because I know before he got hurt with the calf that Campanelli was using him on some blitz packages to try and free up either Josh or Trayvon. So I'm just hoping they get him back, and that's my thoughts on that.
I think you're dead on. That's definitely had an impact on this defense as far as the takeaways, but then also the ability to get pressure. Because the one thing that Devin does really well, I think, is go forward. which is as a blitzer. And at Utah, that was really one of the strongest suits that he had. And they did a really good job, I think, with this staff of identifying that, hey, look, that's what he's really good at. Let's get him doing more of that. And so he was a guy that was used in the blitz a lot. And so not having him, I think, doesn't help because Ventrell Miller is not a blitzer like Devin Lloyd.
Seemed like he was getting close to getting back, so hopefully this week.
I think he'll be ready this week. I talked to him before the game, and, because I'm sitting there watching him work out before the game, I'm like, man, this guy looks like he's ready to go.
Yeah.
And I went up and I said, he looks pretty good. He goes, I feel good. So
good.
So I think it's just one of these things that, look, it was a calf. And calves are one of those things that, look, if you can buy a little extra time, then you buy it, just because those things have been notorious for kind of coming back and biting you in the ass, so you got to be careful.
The calf bone is attached to the Achilles bone, I think the song goes. And that's what they're all afraid of these days. Calf strain turns into an Achilles tear. So let's hope Devin Lloyd is fine and beyond it when they take the field against the Texans this week. We'll come back with today's 10-10 take on the offensive line. Jeff Lageman in studio here with us. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark on a Check the Tape Tuesday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Get hit by the man in the back, Tommy Mack.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
Jaguars Today Tuesday is serviced by Julington Creek Pest Control.
Introducing the Jag Stack at Firehouse Subs. So bold, it's named after the home team. Stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, roast beef, provolone, fresh veggies, and the new Duval drizzle sauce. For a limited time at your local Firehouse Subs, there's only one hottest sub in Duval.
Join 1010XL as we cheer on the home team at Pour Tap Room, downtown at Laura and Forsyth. Enjoy the game on 2 floors of 80 self-pour taps, 15 TVs, and a giant projector. Sunday at 1 at Pour Tap Room.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through November 13th. Financing available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
E.T. here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, you have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits. You have the right to choose your own doctor, too. And I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation, the auto accident experts.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. People ask, are your solutions for thinning hair permanent? Yes, our solutions have permanent natural results and are guaranteed to work. Put our 35 years of experience helping 10,000 plus men and women to work for your thinning hair. Our trademark hair transplant procedures will give you 3 times more hair in one procedure. PRP and laser treatments are fast, easy, and effective, and only take 30 minutes. Most of our staff have experienced hair loss ourselves. Our caring and confidential team can help you look better and feel better about yourself and restoring your hair again.
For your confidential consultation, call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or go to hairforme.com. That's hairforme.com. If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Rebound Rehabilitation. 11 great locations across the First Coast, and they're just a click away when it comes to feeling strong and healthy again. If you need the best path to recovery, look no further than Rebound Rehab. Log on and check out one of their great 11 locations.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. When your kitchen or bathroom drain just won't clear, there's probably a deeper blockage. Food scraps, grease, soap scum, even small objects can jam up your pipes. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining uses advanced tools to find the clog and flush it away for good. Don't wait for a tiny clog to become a big headache. Make the superior choice when your drains are clogged. And learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, you got Loggy in studio here, checking the tape. Always a little bit better, always a little more pep in our step when the Jaguars pull down a victory, and this is the first one that they've had in a little bit after a 2-game losing streak and the bye. So we'll see if they can extend it this week. But Logs, that'll bring us to today's 10-10 take.
10-10 take. Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take. Brightened up by First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
All right, on Check the Tape Tuesday, we always like to pull one from the peanut gallery and pose it to Jeff for the 10-10 take. And Logs, I told you, this one coming from Code Blue on the X platform. Who played the best among the offensive linemen for the Jaguars this week?
I think you could probably look at three guys for this: Robert Hainsey, McCary, and then Anton Harrison. I think all three of those guys played pretty strong. Ezra did not have his best game. Walker did not have his best game. But then again, facing a premium player and Max Crosby, and Anton, I thought, did a pretty good job. Against Max, didn't get quite as much help as Walker Little did, and was able to handle it. But the game that I was really happy with, though, was McCary's, just because of the bounce back. I think you remember in bye week, and Tony, when we were talking about it, that if there was one guy that you would look at for kind of being that weak link with the offensive line, it was McCary, and he'd been beat up a little bit, battled some injuries, and I think the bye week really helped him. The Raiders had a couple good players in 69 and 96 up front that are really good players, and I thought McCary did a good job.
Is this a position group that you're looking to enhance at all? Or are you pretty good with the 8 primary guys that you have, well, 8 or 9?
I think you feel good about Wyatt Milam, but, man, if you can ever add a tackle, I think you always look at adding tackles. I mean, there's not you never have enough tackles on your roster.
Do you worry, though, as the trade deadline approaches, tackles are always in such demand. If you can get a tackle on the cheap, what does that say about the tackle that you're getting on the cheap? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you're able to get guys that, that the situation just isn't right. For whatever reason.
Change of scenery helps them out.
Sometimes it does, and you're right, though. I mean, for the most part, you got to kind of have that approach of buyer beware, because there's a reason why some teams are looking to dispatch of a player, but sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with the quality of the player. Sometimes it's just money. Or its personality fit. So sometimes you can't just come into it with any type of mindset. You got to have an open mind both ways.
Let me just go through this with you, if you don't mind, on the offensive line. For a game, if you knew in practice this week that a certain player got hurt, it's going to be a short-term injury, but he'll miss this week, okay? Walker Little's going to miss a week. Who is it? Just put in Cole Van Lanen? Is that the fix?
Yeah, he's first guy in right now.
Right, but you don't flip. You don't consider flipping Anton. You're going to just put Van Lanen.
I think that's an off-season thing.
Gotcha. All right, Ezra Cleveland is going to miss a game. Who is the go-to at this moment, would you say?
I think my first thought is Cole Van Lanen, just because he has been.
Okay.
And I don't know where Wyatt Milam is at. Now, if you were asked me that question back before Wyatt got hurt, it would be Wyatt.
Okay. What about Hainsey? You just go with Monheim?
Monheim.
Okay. McCary?
Van Lanen.
So Van Lanen on either side.
I think Van Lanen's earned the respect to where he's kind of the first guy in anywhere.
With the exception of center, then. He is
correct.
The next man up. All right, just curious your thoughts on that. I don't know if this is cause and effect, but I found it interesting in the game where the Raiders kick the field goal, right? And they go up 9-6 on the Jaguars. There are about 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Trayvon Walker, did you see the play? What happened? The defensive lineman had him, Tony, under his leg.
Yeah,
he was like trying to lift him up. Yeah, the offensive line, excuse me. He had him under his leg, was trying to lift him up, but whatever. Trayvon gets thrown out. From that point on, with the exception of the one play at the end of regulation where they got the sack on Geno and they really didn't have time for a drive, the Raiders had 3 drives and scored 3 touchdowns. Was it Trayvon's absence that dramatic, or was it just coincidental?
No, I think it's coincidental. I mean, Trayvon's level of play since he's had the wrist has not been, where it's needed to be or where we expect it to be, just because I think he's playing kind of one-handed. And he's got to get used to that and maybe play a little different style. But he was definitely more physical in this game and had the ability to use his hands more early in the game from what we saw until, he decided to throw that MMA, kind of cross elbow. Mm-hmm. It really wasn't necessarily much of it was a punch, but it was a punch elbow. I give him credit. I mean, that was a very effective blow. But then again, he's got a helmet on, Trayvon. It's not worth it.
I mean, right.
He did go for the neck. I give him credit for that. He was going for a softer target, but I mean, guy lifts your leg up, big deal. Come on, be better than that.
Yeah, I thought you got to let that go.
Yeah, he's got to be better than that.
There needs to be, though, some kind of equity. Like, I get it, the open hand versus the closed hand, but Devin White can smack a guy right in the face, right in the middle of the field, and yeah, it's a penalty, but like,
yeah, he got Johnny Mott.
You hit a guy in the face. That seems to me like,
How did they call offsetting with Trayvon?
I'm guessing.
Was it offsetting?
Was it offsetting?
I thought it was. I thought for some reason it was offsetting.
Go look at the play-by-play. If it was probably unsportsmanlike or something. The guy trying to lift him. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I was kind of curious about that because if I remember right, it was offsetting. I'm going, well, how in the world did you call anything? And it was their left tackle. So Stone Forsythe is their left tackle. He's the one who grabbed Trayvon by the leg and kind of lifted it. And I was like, why in the world would they call offsetting on that one? Trust me, I'm happy about it, but I was kind of confused.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that real quick. That was last drive of the third quarter. All right, here we go. Offsetting penalties. Penalty on Forsythe, unnecessary roughness for lifting him. I mean, that's what he had. He had the leg. He was lifting him
I saw
like
it.
in a wrestling
You don't usually don't see that called.
I don't know. I guess I don't usually see that employed. I can't remember the last time a guy got both arms around a guy's leg and just tried to dump him on his butt by lifting him up like that. So, yes, but the disqualification was not offsetting. And
I know one thing. I would not want to get hit by an elbow from Trayvon Walker.
I wouldn't want to get hit by anything from Trayvon, quite frankly. Luggs, if they don't trade for a pass rusher, what can they do to juice their effectiveness in that area, if anything?
As pass rushers?
Yeah, as a team, collectively.
Two ways rush and cover go hand in hand, right? The old saying, and so you either get better with a pass rusher or you get better in coverage, so to give the guys more time to rush. So, could you end up going and finding a safety, some way, shape, or form by the end of the deadline today at a position that, I think that you're a little needy at just because of the injury to Eric Murray. Rayon Lane is kind of more of a special teamer. I think his role is very limited. I don't know how effective and how fired up that Khalif Halassi has been for them, who they acquired, I believe, off of somebody's practice squad recently. He hasn't been active very much when given the opportunity. Special teams play has just kind of been So, you could end up finding a way to bring in a safety. But, at corner, you're pretty deep in corner, especially even with Travis Hunter being out.
No, Travis Hunter, but we don't know about Jordan Lewis now, too, though.
Yeah, if that's, I don't know. I'm just kind of assuming that's not long-term,
I hope so.
in this discussion.
How did Greg Newsome play this week?
Better better. He's getting better all the time, man. He's getting more aggressive. He's got a knack for playing man, which is really good to see. And I think you can see that he's getting more comfortable with some of the zone concepts that the Jaguars employ. But I thought he took a big step forward this week.
All right, cool. We should probably at least acknowledge Cam Little. I mean, we talked about him a lot yesterday. Obviously, you would think he's back in everyone's good graces right now. The confidence level through the roof. Logs. Yeah. Maybe he needs to hit all of them as hard as he can. He talked about that after the game. Like, I don't even aim on those long ones. I just kick it as hard as I can.
The second one that he made, the 33-yard, just inside.
But it's
upright,
inside.
but it's good.
Like, you move on to the next
one. Look,
one.
I give him credit because he's got, a super powerful leg, and there's a lot of people I think that are trying to deflect a lot of the credit that the kickers are actually doing right now because they're trying to say that the balls are, on juice or whatever. Look, I don't care if the ball is been doctored a little bit or not. Still to be able to make a kick of that distance is amazing. And Cam does a really good job of driving through the kick. So it's not just the leg swing when he hits it, it's his body and the whole approach. His body is moving forward on top of the leg swing, and he generates an incredible amount of velocity with his foot in that fashion, and that's one of the reasons why he's got the distance. Tremendous job by him, and I got to give credit to Logan Cook because that one late in the game, the 48-yarder, which was a critical kick to tie the game up, was not a great snap.
Skipper.
It bounced just at the catch point, and Logan was able to handle it. And if you watch the reaction of Cam Little after he made it, he literally started hugging started hugging his punter holder because of the hold that he had. He recognized that Logan made a great play and started just literally hugging him like, oh, my God, you did a great job, but a cool thing, and it's great to see him kind of have that moment because, look, he's struggling a little bit, and it's not like he was struggling terribly, but he was struggling for him and what we have become accustomed to. So, one kick like that can put you, back on track and give you a lot of confidence. So it's good to see.
Here's an interesting question, Tone. Sorry, if you wanted to add something.
No, I was just going to say it was fun watching Logan on the 68-yarder. How quickly he was up with his hand. Like, he was celebrating when the ball was 5 yards past the line.
He had the heart. He just knew if it stayed within the pipes.
Like, I don't think Cam Little has a bigger fan on the football team than Logan Cook. Like,
well, he's
Logan
got one bigger
loves
fan, and I give him credit, and that's Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
Because Liam backed him in the bye week and said, he's our kicker, and we're not doing anything. We have full confidence in him. He just needs a little reset. And who was the first one to congratulate Cam Little?
Out there hugging him on the field.
It was Liam Cohen on the field. And that was, that's just, I think that for people, if you want to have an idea of how good of a communicator that your coach is, watch that moment. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll shelve this question I was going to ask you. It's a good one, I think, on the text line. But we got Mike on the south side who wants to. No, we don't. Never mind. Forget that.
We have breaking news on the program. Adam Schefter, I'm making sure this is real. All right, Adam Schefter, the Raiders are trading Jakobi Meyers to the Jacksonville Jaguars in exchange for 4th and 6th round picks.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
All right. That's
multiple teams, including the Steelers and Jaguars, have shown interest in Meyers, who is scheduled to become a free agent after his contract expires this season.
All right, that is
the real Schefter.
That is the real Schefter, not a darn Schefter or any of the other iterations out there.
I
Good
did
stuff
notice a lot of conversation before the game between John Spytek and James Gladstone and Tony Baselli.
Well, and Jakobi Meyers, apparently, and Liam Cohen after the game, and I think Jakobi Meyers and Tony Baselli, like these are all noted. People are like, look, here's Meyers talking to this guy with the Jags. Here's Meyers talking with that guy with the Jags. They say he's a really good locker room type guy, at least from what I don't know him. I don't, but I'm talking about Raider fans' reactions.
Yeah, if you've watched his interviews and you've listened to him, you would exactly feel that way, Mike, what you're saying about a good locker room guy. He's an undrafted guy, so he comes in hungry, kind of has that mindset. So, yeah, I think you're dead on.
So, Dylan, just to back up a good interjection right there, Schefter just tweeted this out like literally 1 minute ago. Raiders are trading Jakobi Meyers to the Jags in exchange for 4th and 6th round picks. Multiple teams, including the Steelers, and Jaguars, obviously, had shown interest in Meyers. The Bills might have shown some interest. I'd heard Meyers scheduled to become a free agent after his contract expires after this season. So let's put
Makes
a pin
sense.
in that, and let's talk about it when we come back. Is this a guy that, if he performs well, you might consider keeping around, and what kind of role does he play in this receiving core, and how quickly can you get him up to speed in this offense? All those and more for Jeff Logman when we come back on a Check the Tape Tuesday. The breaking news, Jakobi Meyers has been traded from the Raiders to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we shut down the black hole. We came in and beat you in your little palace in Vegas, and then we took your receiver on the way out the door. If you want to tuck Brock Bowers into your suitcase, Jakobi, nobody is going to complain about that either. All right, so Jags making a move. One down. We'll see if more to come as the day progresses. This is a Check the Tape Tuesday on Jaguars Today here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. A great season often depends on keeping your best players on the field.
Let me know if he's ever going to play football again, or do I need to find me another wide receiver?
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
Come on, you can't play without me. On 1010XL.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account, with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Jaguars Today Tuesday, kept pest-free by Julington Creek Pest Control.
Jacksonville is my hometown, and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Hun, look in the backyard. Is that oil coming out of the ground?
What? Oil?
Yeah, we've struck it rich.
When was the last time we had our septic tank pumped?
Ooh, crap. That's not oil.
Exactly.
Is it time to pump out your septic tank? Call Duck Rooter. Their professional septic service removes sludge that can cause costly emergencies. Don't delay. Call Duck Rooter today.
When you're stuck, call the duck. DuckDuckRooter.com.
I know you love sports, so why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. I love Hello Smooth Med Spa, my go-to for skin health and beauty. Their biggest event of the year is November 19th, National Botox Day. Huge deals, local vendors, and it benefits Make-A-Wish. Don't miss it. Visit hellosmooth.com for more details.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Now's the perfect time to order logo coffee mugs, or maybe a logoed Sick brand tumbler. They're seriously ice cold and look great with your company logo. Hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pet Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPetServices.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, if you missed it just moments ago, the breaking news is that the Jacksonville Jaguars have traded for wide receiver Jakobi Meyers from the Las Vegas Raiders. A 4th-rounder and a 6th-rounder is the compensation. We'll have more on that momentarily, but first let's let Tony take us around the rest of the NFL.
Now, gems around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach.
Houston quarterback C.J. Stroud has been placed in the league's concussion protocol. Green Bay tight end Tucker Kraft will miss the rest of the season after the reports are in. He does have a torn ACL that he suffered on Sunday. L.A. Chargers offensive tackle Joe Alt will need season-ending surgery after re-aggravating the high ankle sprain that he suffered on Sunday. Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh said yesterday that the team does not expect to open the practice window for running back Amari and Hampton until after Week 12. Washington quarterback Jaden Daniels is getting further tests done on his dislocated elbow before any determination is made on how long he could be out. Washington corner Marshawn Lattimore suffered a torn ACL Sunday night, will miss the rest of the season. Commanders head coach Dan Quinn also said that wide receiver Terry McLaurin likely not going to play this week. There for the Commanders, Cincinnati running back Samaje Perine suffered a high ankle sprain on Sunday. Pittsburgh assigned wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling to their practice squad. Tennessee is trading edge rusher Draymond Jones to Baltimore for a conditional 5th-round pick, and Dallas is sending a 6th-round pick to the Cincinnati Bengals for linebacker Logan Wilson.
All right, thank you, Tone. All right, so I'm trying to figure out exactly what the Jags have left in draft pick compensation for next year. Every source I go to has a different list of picks, but this one again from Adam Schefter. The Jags came in today with a projected 13 picks in next year's draft. Obviously, they trade a 4th and a 6th to get Jakobi Meyers. They still have 11 picks left. Now, this is according to Schefter, a 2, 3 threes, a 4. Where's the extra 4?
I saw Rappaport put something out about saying it's the higher of the 4th-round picks from the Jags going in the trade for Myers, and I was like,
I only thought they had one.
What's the other 4th-round pick?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know there was a rumor when they made the trade with Bigsby that trade could improve to that pick could improve to a 4.
I thought that was a 4.
I think it was a 5, and the word was it could improve to a 4, but then I think that got dispelled. That got shot down, that report, that there was no condition to it, that it was just a 5 and a 7 for
yeah, I don't know,
Bigsby
but I saw
Rappaport
put out like a similar thing, that it's the higher of the 4th-round picks that the Jags will be sending.
So according to Schefter, and your accuracy may vary on this, a 2, 3 threes, a 4, 2 5s, a 6, and 3 7s is what they have left. They got a lot of picks left. Where they exactly fall, you know what?
I'm sure they have a
It's
solid
probably not
idea.
worth getting too worked up about it right now, because they may move a couple more of these before the day is done. So we'll see. But Jakobi Meyers is coming to Jacksonville log. So where does he slot in now with this offense? How does he fit?
I think he's an F. So that basically was Travis Hunter's spot. Travis was the F, which Parker handled a lot of those duties, and I think this will allow Parker to slide out to maybe the X or the Z. Because I think he's better on the outside. I think he's a true. A lot of times people look at Parker Washington, he's short, he's stocky, and they think, oh, he's a slot guy. I think he's actually better on the outside. And Jakobi Meyers is good where it can be kind of loud in the middle. As Tony mentioned during the break there that he had a third down catch. It was pretty tough. And the reality is that you need any wide receiver right now.
Right.
I mean, you got some serious injuries there because Brian Thomas Jr. had an ankle in that game, and it didn't look good. Tim Patrick was a scratch because I don't think he was healthy.
Diame
got a head injury, evaluated for concussion. So, and just let me just throw out there, obviously, Travis Hunter was hurt, obviously, on IR. But I thought that Tim Jones played a really good game in this past game. Credit him because not only did he have that kind of reception late in the ball game that had a big impact in the team winning, but he had multiple blocks kind of on that drive to where they were driving down in overtime to win it, on top of the big kick return by Austin Trammell in overtime that kind of set them up with great field position. He had a key block that really sprung Austin Trammell. So kudos to him. It's kind of his second tour of duty here. I was kind of disappointed when he left. I was like, man, keep that guy. He's good. He's good on teams, and he's always done a good job when he's been on offense. And so kudos to him for being ready because that's exactly when you get the opportunity, you got to take advantage, and he did exactly that.
It's funny because Liam Cohen said after the game something to the effect of, Tim Jones just got here. I'm like, Liam, he's been here forever. All right. he just went away for a little bit. And
Tim Jones has been the year by year. Fans are like, why are they keeping Tim Jones? And
because
every year
he's
we're like,
good.
He's really good on special teams.
That was his 52nd game as a Jaguar.
Yeah, like he's always giving them something there, and just adding a little bit to the wide receiver conversation. I know Coach Cohen wasn't willing to give any kind of update on the injury status of Brian Thomas Jr. or what they're hearing about the Hunter deal, as far as how long they expect he'll be out. Yesterday he said he'd say more about it tomorrow, but at least of note from Adam Schefter when he's talking about all the wide receiver stuff here in Jacksonville did include as one of the tweets that he sent out that Brian Thomas Jr. dealing with a low-grade high ankle sprain, but did say he has a chance to play this week per sources.
Also, this from Michael Silver weighing in on this. Jaguars trading for Jakobi Meyers on his current deal, meaning it expires at the end of this year. If it goes well, they'll likely try to negotiate a more lucrative extension at season's end. They're trying to win now and thus are unlikely to move Brian Thomas Jr. today unless they get blown away by an offer, in case you were wondering. That's what
I think that
Silver
could apply for everybody.
Right. I mean, look, that's the thing. They're trying to shop him. Donnie Rossini writes they're going to listen to calls. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't you listen to calls on this roster? There's no one I wouldn't listen to a call on. No. I mean, if you want to give me how many multiple first-round picks, anyone's available, right? Like, there are certain players around the league that is not the case for, and I don't think, obviously, they're looking to move certain guys. There's certain guys that
you're
they
not
don't want to do.
allowed to give up enough picks to be able to trade for a Mahomes.
You can't get Mahomes. They're not. You can't give enough picks to get Mahomes. You can give you however many drafts you're allowed to give away. They would not give you Patrick Mahomes. Right. It's just not going to happen, right? But I don't think that's the environment here. But at the same time, that doesn't mean they're shopping anybody.
There's always a price.
or generally there is, yes. All right, so the price for Jakobi Meyers was a 4th and a 6th round pick in the 2026 draft. And we'll see. Now we got 4 hours and 15 minutes. And if James Gladstone is done or not, we'll find out over the course of that time. Let's take our final time out. We'll come back. I do have that question for you I wanted to pose on the other side from the text line. I thought it was a pretty good one. And we'll get some final thoughts with Jeff Lageman here on a Check the Tape Tuesday. Jakobi Meyers is a Jacksonville Jaguar. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
Duval Fence is looking for the best in fence installers. Check out DuvalFence.com right now and fence in a great job opportunity. From estimates to installers, they're looking for you right now. Log on to DuvalFence.com for all the details. Equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Jaguars Today Tuesday.
Protected by Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you have told us about buying better quality diamonds, but is there any way to start with a smaller diamond and use it to trade up to a larger diamond later on?
Frank, it's interesting you'd ask that because our founder, H.F. Underwood, popularized growing your diamond here in Jacksonville about 50 years ago, and it's something we still do today. When a customer buys an Underwood engagement ring or solitaire diamond pendant or a pair of ear studs, we guarantee they get the price they paid for it on the purchase of any larger diamond. Now, a lot of stores would say, big deal. We do that too, but here's the Underwood difference. We guarantee you get what you paid when you trade in your Underwood diamond, even if you're trading up by only $1. It's not that you have to trade up 2 for 1 like most jewelers ask. There have been literally thousands of people in the Jacksonville area who have taken advantage of our policy, and Underwood still grows a lot of diamonds for a lot of people.
Underwood, serving excellence since 1928. In San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Hi folks, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting! Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success. Leonard Skinnard is coming home, and they're bringing the Stars and Stripes. Celebrate Southern rock and American pride with Leonard Skinnard Rocks the Red, White, and Blue. It's a special night to support St. Michael's soldiers and the brave men and women of our armed forces.
Singing songs about Southland.
Saturday, November 8th at Daly's Place. Tickets on sale now, only at Ticketmaster. Daly'sPlace.com for details. Be there when Skinnard rocks for those who serve.
Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday
is brought to you by
Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, the news of the morning. Trade deadline approaching at 4 p.m. Eastern today. James Gladstone and company send a 4th and 6th round draft pick to the Las Vegas Raiders. And Jakobi Meyers should have just hopped on the team plane and come back with them after the game on Sunday. And he is now a Jacksonville Jaguar, I'm sure, pending a physical and all the technicalities and I's that need to be dotted and T's crossed and all that. But Jakobi Meyers will be playing ball for the Jaguars against the Houston Texans this weekend. Logs, this is the one I wanted to get to here on the text line. Speaking of trades and the trade deadline, what happened to Colin Saunders? We traded for him from the Saints. Is he hurt? Did they not trust him yet? I remember watching him for the Chiefs and Saints, and he was a solid player, wondering why we haven't seen or heard anything about him basically since the trade.
Yeah, I think he's a good player, and I think he's right up there with Devon Hamilton, and in some respects I think he has a little bit more quick twitch than Devon Hamilton, but right now Devon Hamilton's actually playing better than he has in the past, and both of those guys are what I would consider ones or zeros, which are true nose tackles. And this team likes to have only one nose tackle active on game day, and then more of the three techniques up on game day. And so the Mason Smith, the Eric Armstead, the Austin Johnsons have been active in that situation. Now, you could make the argument that Austin Johnson and Mason Smith have not been overly impressive. And so, well, maybe you want to give, Colin Saunders an opportunity. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, what are you seeing at all from Mason Smith? I mean, they were really, I thought, very happy with where he was prior to that injury in the offseason, and it just doesn't seem like he's making any kind of an impact.
Well, I mean, I think, he's kind of trying to play catch-up a lot, too, with the calf injury that he had, and so that doesn't help matters much. But, you can see little, I think, short spurts to where you're like, oh, yeah, that's kind of the talent that he has, because he's got length, he's got pass rush ability, and so you want to see him kind of put it all together, but you're not really seeing it to where you're like, oh, yeah, that's it. It's like, it's okay. And there looks like a little sign there, but yeah, he's got to get better. And the reality is that, you're on scholarship for a while, and then, and once you get into about year 3, then you're off scholarship and you need to start producing.
Understood. All right. We'll have some final thoughts with Jeff Logman momentarily, but first let's say hello to XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Big Sirs, good morning.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
We're well.
Logs, what up, baby?
Virginia's up.
Yeah, you are. They are.
I was going to say,
absolutely. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute?
Yeah.
Been a couple years, Leon.
Century. Yeah. A few decades, anyway.
Got to enjoy it.
Leon, what do you make of the trade for the Jags picking up Jakobi Meyers?
Well, we're desperate. We got guys banged up everywhere. We were just looking at his stats. Seems a little expensive for a 4 and a 6, but we've got guys down that we need guys that are going to help us.
Yeah, he's not. I looked at really for the last close to 2 months. He's been like a 4-catch-a-game guy. He hasn't been putting up big numbers, but he does have a history, and he is capable of making the tough catches. Pretty sure-handed guy. So, we'll see how it goes. I think it obviously signals they're not anywhere close to giving up on anything. I mean, they're in the playoff hunt right now. The injuries be damned. We're going to have them. We're going to try to, fill in those holes as best we can.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why this game was so important. I mean, I think if you're a 4-4 team, you probably don't make that kind of decision. But now you're in the hunt.
Well, yeah, and if the Raiders win that game, maybe they're not selling Jakobi Myers as well. So, Leon, have a great show.
Appreciate it.
I'm sure you'll be digging deep into that one and other things today.
You got it.
All right, buddy. There you go. Trade deadline coming up in a little over 4 hours. Logs for you. What's the rest of the week looking like?
Jaguars happy hour on Thursday, and then Jaguars HQ and Jaguars All Access that night on TV with Brent Martineau, Kai, and then a player to be named, and then outdoor show Saturday, and then H-Town on Sunday.
Let's presume C.J. Stroud doesn't play this week, okay? What is the number one key to success for the Jaguars in that environment?
I'm going to stick with the same thing that I said going into the Raiders game, and that's protect the ball.
Protect the ball, okay?
Protect the ball, just because, look, they play great defense, and you want to make sure you're not giving them the ball. And then when you've got a backup quarterback in there, you want to limit his opportunities. And if you end up turning the ball over, it gives him more opportunities, better field position, and it gives them a lot of energy and momentum, and you don't want to allow any of that to happen.
Well, let's hope none of it does. And the Jags improve to 6-3, and we'll check that tape next Tuesday one way or the other. Logs, have a great week, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, then safe travels out to Houston. Tony, you and I will have plenty more on this and maybe more deals tomorrow on Jaguars Today. Trade deadline coming up. And again, news of the day, if you're just tuning in, Jakobi Meyers is a Jacksonville Jaguar, pending a physical, I'm sure, but a 4th rounder and a 6th rounder is the compensation. Going to Vegas, and Jakobi Meyers is going to join the Jaguar wide receiver corps.
Yeah, things are different with Gladstone, and everyone knew here in town they've never been this active.
No.
Like what they've done from the beginning of the season till the Jaguars have never been a team that's been willing to be this active with all these different kind of moves, but it's a different world now with Gladstone in town, it would appear.
Let's hope it pays off. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Jeff Logman, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark, I'm Mike Dempsey. Jaguars Today returns tomorrow from 10 to noon here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Maxwell House coffee will live on forever.
Jaguars Today.